Facebook ads are an incredible way to grow your business, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to structure your Facebook ad campaigns so that way you can start seeing conversions as well. And this is the exact campaign structure that we use to take a client from $30K to $450,000 months in just 7 months time, as well as this brand where we took them from $20,000 months where they were stagnant for nearly a year to being able to hit 100K months in 7 months as well. So let's go ahead and break down from A to Z the exact steps you need to take to be able to see similar results with your Facebook ads. So we're going to start from the very beginning, and the first step is actually setting up your Facebook Business Manager. And if you don't have a business manager, all you need to do is go to business.facebook.com, and you're simply going to log in with your Facebook account. The Facebook Business Manager is where you manage all of your assets. This is where you'll launch your ads, you'll connect your Facebook page, your Instagram account here, and be able to track your ads all in one place. So go ahead and log in with your Facebook account by selecting this button. And once you create your business manager, you'll be taken to a page that looks like this. The first step is going to your settings, and then you'll see exactly all of the steps that you can take here. So the first step is actually adding people to your business manager. I always recommend having at least 2 people on your business manager in case you lose access. You'll still be able to recover your business manager account. So all you do is just invite people, and you can invite people on your team or anybody who needs access to your ad account here. You simply enter in their email and you assign the assets that you want them to have access to. The very next step is actually adding in your page. You'll simply go to your pages, you'll hit add page, and there's a few options. First, you can create a new Facebook page, but if you already have a Facebook page, then you can claim it by selecting this. And then if you're not able to claim your Facebook page, then you can simply request access to it, go to your admin settings and approve it. Once your Facebook page is inside of your business manager, you can go to ad accounts. And this is where you'll actually create an ad account. And you'll hit add ad accounts, and you'll simply hit create a new ad account. Now, if you need access to an ad account because you're going to be managing ads for another business, then you'll simply hit request, or once again, you can claim it if it's in a personal account. So once you've gone ahead and added in your ad account, you can go ahead and select it, and then you'll select these 3 little dots and hit open an ads manager. And then your ad account will look something similar like this. You might not have any campaigns at all, and that's totally fine, but we're gonna be structuring your campaigns to where you can have a structure that is going to drive conversions and a structure that really allows you to optimize and scale up to see results. And so we're gonna be building these out together. The first step is hitting create, and you have a few options here. We're going to stick with sales because we want to optimize for purchases. And the reason we click on sales is because if our goal is to get sales, then that's exactly what we want to ask Facebook for. Anybody who tells you otherwise, if they say do add to carts first to warm up the pixel, that is definitely false information. It just means that you're going to get add to carts. It doesn't do anything other than help you achieve the goal that you asked for. So you might as well ask for purchases so that way the campaign and algorithm can go ahead and show your ads to people who are most likely to purchase. So we'll go ahead and select sales, and we can name our campaign. We're going to go ahead and name this broad, and this is going to be a broad audience to start off with, and then we can go ahead and hit continue. And they give you an option to do Advantage Plus. Advantage Plus is really good for accounts that are already getting at least 25 to 50 purchases a week, because Advantage Plus uses account data from your previous campaigns and your best performing ads to set up a campaign for you. Now, if you don't have any data or you don't have a lot of sales, then I highly recommend setting up a manual campaign because it'll give us a lot more control, and we can build up our ad account data, get purchases, and then eventually launch an Advantage Plus. So we'll hit manual sales campaign and hit continue. And then we'll go ahead and scroll down here. You have a few options, and you can use a catalog. We're going to leave this off for now. That essentially just means it syncs up your products from your website. A/B test, Facebook's going to offer you to do an A/B test. Really, this isn't necessary, especially if you're only spending a few $1,000s. An A/B test is where you can identify what variable actually gets the best results. But in our case, we really just want to do testing on our own because an A/B test isn't really going to tell us much information unless we have very large budgets and already know a lot about our business. And then we have campaign budget optimization. Initially, we're going to do ad set level to test which audiences convert best. And then eventually we'll switch to campaign level where our budgets automatically move between ad sets for us. Then we'll simply hit next. And this is where we can set up our audience. We're going to be sending people to our website because we have more control and can find out who these customers are. So we'll select website, and then we'll scroll down. In our performance goal, you have a few options here. you can maximize the number of conversions, which essentially means maximize the number of orders we're going to get, or you can choose maximize value of conversions. This is a good option once you already have purchases in your account and you have multiple products and you have upsells. You can increase your AOVs, which is your average order value. And this is really good if you're looking to increase the overall return on ad spend with a bunch of different products that you offer. But for now, we're gonna do maximize number of conversions, and we can always come back and launch a value campaign later. So we'll select maximize number of conversions, and then you wanna make sure that you have your pixel set up. This is essentially the way that you're gonna track your ads. After iOS 14, Facebook's tracking isn't as accurate as it used to, so we'll end up implementing a tracking tool like Sirge to help resolve some of this. But for now, we'll go ahead and choose our optimization event, which is purchase. Then we'll go ahead and scroll down, and our daily budget we can set to $5 per day. We don't want to spend no more than the cost of a cup of coffee initially. That way we lower our risk, and this is a sufficient enough budget for us to test across a lot of different audiences to see what works before we scale up and spend more. Next, we'll scroll down. We're gonna leave this running all the time. We don't wanna do any day parting, and then we can choose our location. And so if we're gonna be shipping our products in the US, then we'll simply leave it as the United States. And then I always recommend leaving your age open unless you sell a product that is meant for 21 plus. And if your product is specific for an age range category, I still recommend keeping it open because you have family members, you have friends, you have loved ones, you have other individuals who might buy for somebody else. So it's always good to leave this open because there's people thinking about others all the time, and you miss out on that category if you start to limit yourself here. Not only that, but Facebook will optimize for you and show you where to actually get these purchases, and it'll move the budget towards the age ranges that convert best for your account. So there's really not much to worry about there. So I'll go ahead and leave the age range open. Same thing for languages. Facebook will pick up on your language. And then we have Advantage Plus audience. And we're gonna go ahead and choose switch to original. And this just allows us to get a bit more granular and choose what interest we wanna target. But since we're gonna be doing a broad audience, which essentially means no targeting, we're just gonna allow Facebook to identify for us, and we're gonna make our ads super specific so Facebook can leverage that information to target our audience for us. We'll go ahead and scroll down here, and we'll leave on Advantage Plus placements. Never select specific placements. You're gonna limit your opportunities to reach more people. And if you do specific placements, you're not only gonna raise the cost per impression because you're not reaching as many people in different areas, but you're also not gonna get nearly as many sales. So it's always good to leave Advantage Plus placements turned on so that way you can maximize your reach and orders. On the right-hand side, you might see a notification that says ad set may get 0 purchases. This is only because your ad account has no data and you don't have a lot of orders. So you can ignore this message because Facebook's just going off your account history and it's not accurate just yet. And then your audience definition is the audience size estimate. Since we're only targeting the US and no specific audience, it's fairly broad. That's totally fine because if this audience ends up converting over the next couple of weeks, we know it's very scalable because we have a very large audience pool to go after. Then we can scroll down and hit next. And then we're on our ad level. And this is where we actually create our ad. So the first step is selecting your Facebook page. Once you've selected your Facebook page, you can then go ahead and create your ad by selecting manual upload. And we'll start off with a single image or video. And you have a few options here. You can choose your catalog, which brings in a dynamic preview of all of the products you offer. This is good for retargeting if you want to retarget people to bring them back to your site to show them a product they might have viewed before. And then you have a few different format options. Single image is just a simple one image or a simple video. Carousel means multiple product cards. You could show different features and benefits in each carousel card. And then collection is just a collection of multiple products. And then we have the multi-advertiser ad recommendation option. This essentially means if you leave this box checked, your ad is going to appear next to competitors. So if you're selling clothing and your ad is a clothing brand and you're selling a specific t-shirt, well, it's gonna show up against other people who are already looking at clothing items. So they've already shown intent to purchase from other competitors of yours. So you're gonna show up alongside them and potentially you'll be able to steal their traffic because they're already in a buyer's mindset. So I definitely recommend leaving that box checked. And then we'll add our image or video. And I'm just gonna use an example from another brand. And here's the ad image. We have the different color variants. We're showing the hoodies that are being sold. And then there's the different benefits that are being offered by this brand. And we'll go ahead and choose original on all of these. if you choose a 9:16 format, it might crop to this specific view, which is fine in some cases, but really we want these different features and callouts shown so that way people can get the full picture. Because if you end up doing this, it could crop out some of your view. So I always recommend doing original or uploading a vertical placement here. Next, you'll be given some optimization events, and these are really good because if people are looking at stories, then Facebook will add in some different music so that way it's a little bit more engaging, which can help people to, immediately stop and look at what you're selling. And then relevant comments. If people are saying, I love this item, I just purchased it, then Facebook's going to show that as the first comment that people see, which can help increase your conversions. And then an image filter. This can help a little bit. If it's too dark, it could brighten up the image. And it doesn't always apply this, but in some cases it does, just to see if it'll get you more sales. 3D animation, we don't really need that for this product, so we're going to leave that turned off. Image template, this can work in some cases, but if you turn this on, then you'll have your headline from your actual ad show up here. Your headline will be here. But if it covers up your text, then I recommend leaving it off because it could just end up overlaying information on top of other text, which could make it very convoluted. But since in our case, we don't have to worry about that, we'll leave it turned on. And then visual touch-ups, this is totally fine to have on as well. And then text improvement. This one's a hit or miss in a lot of cases because they'll take your headline, put it as your primary text, and it always swaps around the text. But for now, we can go ahead and leave this turned on just to see which variant works best. And then we can show different items from our catalog if we have different products. If you don't have multiple products or multiple variations of your product, then I just leave it turned off. But if you do, then it's always a good option to turn it on. Then we'll simply hit done, and we'll see how well this is partially optimized. We have all of these different checkboxes that we used, and now we can add our primary text. And then for the primary text, I always recommend just pulling a section out of your description. So we'll simply copy this text. We'll go back to our ads manager and place this as the primary text. And we can break this up, but essentially the reason I chose this is because it has a couple of callouts that mention the benefits. Easy pull for the drawstring, and then drip tipped draw cords to custom ribbed cuffing at your waist so people know it fits nicely. Not only that, but it talks about the wrist and ankles as well for the full apparel option. And then the hoodies, sweatpants, and crew necks are made in Los Angeles. People like to know where it's made in a lot of cases, and if it's made in the US, that could be a benefit to some people. And so we can go ahead and add a period at the end of this, and this will be our initial ad copy. And then Facebook gives a few options where you can use some of the different AI copy that it's put together. But for now, we'll leave our primary text at this. And then we can go ahead and add a headline. I always recommend keeping your headline very straightforward, which is your actual product so people know what you're selling. You just simply take the product headline and add it here. And then for your description, a lot of people miss out on this. I always recommend filling this in because you want to maximize the space on your ad. So people will see the hoodie and then it'll say free shipping. And if we offer free shipping, that's good. If you offer a discount, this is a good place to put it. And then you have the optimized text per person, which is essentially going to show different text formats based on different people's preferences. And then we'll choose shop now. And we want to choose shop now because we want people to know that they can buy this item. And then there's different info labels we can add, and we can add our free shipping label. And if it's on orders over $50, then we can have that. And then if there's a specific time frame, we can add that as well. Then we can add another one, which is our different payment options. So if we offer Afterpay, which allows people to split up the payment, which is a very common option, Amazon, Apple, Google, PayPal. And then we can remove some of these other ones, like we don't have a specific store, we don't have a location, and then the rest of this is totally fine to leave because it can just add in social proof. And then we can go ahead and add in our website, and now we can start to see our ad coming together, where we can actually see this is what it'll look like on Facebook, this is how it's going to look on Instagram, our Instagram profile, the Explore. We can scroll down and see how it looks on stories as well, and just make sure that all of our text is being shown and isn't covered up by any buttons. So everything looks good. We can even see how it looks on the search results on Instagram. Everything is within view. And once again, the final step is to make sure you have your website tracking here and you have the correct pixel. You don't need offline events unless you're sending data from an offline retail store or if you're using this for a lead gen purpose to track back orders. But we do want to add in the Sirge tracking parameters because we want to make sure that we're tracking Facebook's data against Sirge's data to see more accurately where the orders are coming from, because sometimes Facebook misaligns where the purchases and orders came from if people have opted out of tracking. So we'll go ahead and go to the Sirge platform, we'll log in, and then we'll simply go to our settings, and we can go to connections. We can scroll down here and select manual and then add in this tracking script from Facebook specifically by copying this. And this will allow us to track back people who click on an ad, visit Sirge, and we can get more robust data to optimize our campaigns going forward. Once we've added in our tracking and hit publish, we'll start to get some orders, and we'll be able to then go back into Sirge, go to the performance, and we'll be able to see what our today's data looks like. And as you can see, Facebook's only reported 8 purchases, Sirge has reported 14. So Facebook has missed some of these orders, or it's delayed attribution. So Sirge is tracking in real time. We can see the exact number of orders we've received, and we can go ahead and see that Facebook only reported that we made $1,600. In reality, we made $2,300 and are at a 2.73x instead of a 1.86. And because of that, we'll be able to optimize our ads and increase budget on what's working versus what's not. We could even look at yesterday's data. And as you can see, Facebook over attributed 1 purchase. So Sirge picked up the exact same orders, so this is accurate tracking, and Facebook picked up an additional order, which likely is from an email campaign or another source. And so we can see what our true return on ad spend is in this case. And Sirge still picked up more order value than Facebook did because some people still opted out of sharing that information. So we can still see our true return on ad spend despite Facebook saying that we got more orders. And so we can go back to our ads, and now that we have one ad, we can go ahead and name this. We can just say this is the Fairfax hoodie, and we've gone ahead and created our broad campaign, our broad audience, in a single ad. And we want to create multiple ads because if this ad doesn't work, we don't have an ad to fall back on, and we want to test different copy variants, we want to test different creatives, different headlines, see which one's going to perform best, so that way we have a better chance of getting purchases and being able to see exactly what is getting sales to be able to create more content or more copy similar to what's working. So we'll simply hit this button and choose quickly duplicate. And I recommend at least 3 to 5 ad creatives to start, so that way you have multiple different formats. And you can go ahead and add in a carousel of different products. You could add in a video, so you'd have a single image, a carousel, a video, and always change out your primary text, headline, and switch it up so that way you have different variations for testing. Once you've created your 3 to 5 ads, you can now officially publish it, and you'll have your broad campaign active. Once your broad campaign is active, we'll simply go to your campaign level, we'll hit duplicate, and we'll choose a new campaign. And this is where we're going to be able to build out additional audiences for testing. We'll leave all the settings the same, and we'll go to the ad set by selecting here. And we can go ahead and create 3 different audiences for testing. We could type in clothing and apparel. We can copy this name, simply scroll up, and all of our ads will be duplicated over, and we can name our campaign interest testing. And then we'll go back to our audience and we'll duplicate this again, and it'll duplicate all of our ads and settings over once more. We can go to suggestions and find another audience. And we'll simply name this fashion accessories. And then once more to create a 3rd audience for testing, all at a $5 daily budget. Once we've created our 3 additional audiences for our interest testing, we'll have 5 audiences: our broad, our clothing, our online shopping, and fashion accessories. And you can choose different audiences for each of these and just come up with the suggestion tool to identify which ones you want to use, and it'll duplicate all of the settings for every single one of our ads. Then we can go back to our campaigns, and we can simply go to our broad and hit duplicate again. And this is where we'll create a retargeting campaign to retarget people from anybody who's engaged with our ads, visited our website, people who've added to cart but never purchased, so that way we can recover some of these orders. We'll name this our retargeting campaign. We'll go to our audience level. We'll name this website visitors 180 days. And we'll scroll down to our audience section, and you can create a custom audience. And there's lots of different options to retarget people. The first one we'll select is website, so we can retarget anybody who has visited our website in the last 180 days. We'll name this website visitors 180 days, and then we'll create this audience. Once created, we'll see our audience here. And since this is a retargeting, we'll want to turn off Advantage Custom Audience because we don't want to reach people beyond this audience, because we want to only reach the people who have visited our website, because we're going to have specific ads that are for these people specifically. Then we can duplicate this once more, and we can create a custom audience and choose Instagram. And we can retarget anybody who's engaged with our Instagram posts, visited our profile, engaged with an ad in the last 365 days. So this will be Instagram engagers 365 days. Once that's created, we'll want to remove this website visitors 180 day, and we'll simply name this Instagram engagers. And then we can even add in Facebook engagers down here as well by hitting Create New, Custom, and choosing Facebook page. And then we'll do the same thing here. And now we have both Instagram and Facebook page engagers. And so now we have a retargeting audience. We have our website visitors for retargeting. We have our 3 interests for testing and our broad. So that way we can start seeing exactly which audiences start to get conversions. And if you want to learn more about creative testing, I highly recommend watching the top 5 best creatives to test with your Facebook ads, because this gives you free templates to use in these campaigns that have already been proven to convert and generate sales. So now that we've set up all of our campaigns, we can go ahead and hit review and publish, and your campaigns will now be active and you can move on to the optimization phase. And if you want help with optimizing your Facebook ads, setting them up, scaling, being able to go from 5K to 20K months, from 20K months to 100K months, and even 300 and $500,000 months, then definitely make sure to click the link below this video to apply for my one-on-one ads mastery mentorship, where we cover everything from your Facebook, your TikTok, your website, even your organic social media strategy to help you scale up your business. And once again, it's your favorite digital marketer here, Chase Chappell. Cheers and bye y'all.